Navarro County, just a little bit southeast of here, outside of a town called Purdon, Texas. Cockfighting ring was busted, according to WFAA. Whole bunch of people had their weekend ruined. There's a fighting ring, live and deceased birds. They had those little spurs that they put on the back of them, a bunch of cages. The cockfighting, they call it an arena. Some dudes got some 2x4s and some plywood and made with slightly bigger than the goggle ball court your kid plays on. And it's weird. I don't like it. It's kind of distasteful, kind of gross, kind of, I don't know, just... Do you want to be outside, especially like during the summer and stuff? That's not my idea of a good time. But do I think it should be illegal? No. Heck no. Absolutely not. And let me explain to you why I think, of course, cockfighting should be legal. My primary basis for this is comparison to the legal chicken world, the chicken that you had at lunch. You're okay with that chicken. That's not illegal, right? But think about the lifestyle it grew up in. Because almost every chicken raised by humans gets killed by humans for human convenience and, profit kind of. But the chickens that are raised for meat all get killed in the process. They all die very young. They're all subjected to unnatural regimens to make them plump and tender. Chickens that lay eggs get killed at the end of their first, maybe second year of egg production. That's all they get. They get a couple years there, and then boom, they're gone. And then their less desirable meat gets worked into cat food or maybe chicken nuggets or dog food or something. All the males at the egg farm get killed off as soon as they're identified as male. They get put in a grinder like the little chicks. So far, how's it sounding? Would you rather be a cockfighting chicken or an industrial chicken, either raised for meat or eggs? According to Purdue University, 8 billion chickens are eaten in the USA every year. This breaks down to 22 million dead chickens a day. Now, by contrast, the gamecock world, they usually don't even start to fight until they're fully mature. Prime ages for fighting cocks are 2 to 3 years, so already you're living longer than the egg chickens and the meat chickens. Chickens raised for cockfighting, they at least enjoy a slightly more free-range lifestyle. They get bigger cages. They get to see the sun. They get more exercise than the chickens in the factory farm. Gamecocks are destined to die in the service of their humans, too. But some of them make it out. Some of them get to live a good life. You win a few good matches in the ring, then what do you turn into? You turn into a sire for other gamecocks. You get to find other little chickens. You get to fall in love, start a little chicken family, be a chicken father, get to see your chicken kids grow up, see if they can make it in the ring. This is why moralizing about the alleged cruelty of cockfighting is hypocritical, unless you're like a vegan. But as shown already, cockfighting has deep cultural roots. Even though it's illegal in all states, a felony in Texas. In Texas, even viewing a cockfight, Class C misdemeanor. But they keep doing it. Why? Because people like it. It's part of their culture. It's ingrained in them. It's in their roots. So moralizing against it can be suspicious just because, ew, that's not my culture. I think that's icky. I think that's gross. Oh, yeah? Well, in our culture, we cut kids open and we have fake implants and all kinds of weird stuff that other people probably think is icky too. But if you don't have problems with the way we kill millions, 22 million chickens every day in America for food, it's hypocritical and slightly bigoted to endorse laws against cockfighting. Just because you have empathy for the pain that's suffered by gamecocks in the cockfighting sport, it's not a good enough reason to turn these ancient cultural practices into a crime. You're just going to eat them anyway. More importantly, this argument is inconsistent in any claim to the multicultural stance. Multicultural people? You just really stepping on other people's culture because they're being mean to chickens? So that's what I like, because usually the multicultural people are like overlap with the vegans and they probably think cockfighting's terrible, but sounds like bigotry to me. You want to put your neighbors in prison because you don't understand their culture. You think their culture is icky and foreign and other. But also, just when it comes down to it, even though I do think it's kind of icky and weird, I adhere to the principles of freedom, and that obliges me to advocate for practices that I don't agree with. And it's not my place to tell other cultures what constitute their acceptable level of cruelty to chickens. James, what about dogs? No, not dog fighting. Why? Because they're smarter than chickens. Chickens don't know what's going on. I grew up on a farm. We had chickens. They're really dumb. Like, do you know how just physically small their brain is? Like, the brain is like when mouses had little mouse wheels under them. That's about the size of a chicken brain. Dogs are way bigger, way smarter. They're capable of emotions. They're capable of connections and relationships, and they actually have personalities. Chickens are dumb. You don't understand how just dumb chickens are. And I'm not saying that out of a place of being mean. I had to grow up with chickens. Of course, I might be a little bitter because I'm trying to sleep in on a Saturday, and they're outside my window making this noise right here. This never goes away. If you live with chickens, this noise that's in the background never goes away. Your entire life. You can't go outside without this crap happening. But look, after what you've just learned in this segment, let's go through the hypothetical again. You die tragically in a car wreck. You go up to the pearly gates. They don't let you in, but God cuts you a deal. I'll let you be reincarnated to a chicken. Would you choose the chicken that's going to go to a Pilgrim's Pride plan outside of Mount Pleasant? No, you'd only make it 2 years. You would die anyway. It's not like you're going to die a nice cushy death of natural causes. You're not going to go into chicken hospice where they feed you just enough medicine to keep you comfortable. No, you're going to be put in a conveyor belt, hung up by your neck. They're going to slit your throat, and before you're completely dead, they're going to dunk you in boiling water so they can get the feathers off you easy. So, I'm pretty sure that you would choose the cockfighting world. At least you would have a chance at a full chicken life. I'm not taking any calls on this, so just to let you know. That's my thoughts. And look, and that's how important freedom is to me. Something as weird as cockfighting, fine. I will default on the side of freedom in weird little gray area cases like this. But I'm telling you, man, if you had the chance, you would choose cockfighting over the legal chicken world. Cockfighting was practiced by Benjamin Franklin, George Washington, Alexander Hamilton, Thomas Jefferson, Andrew Jackson, Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was a referee at some cockfights. Is he a bad guy? Should we just overturn all of American history because these guys were cool with it and we don't think that's cool anymore? You learned something today. That weirdo on the WBAP afternoon show, he's for legal cockfighting. It's the James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3.